yeah. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutlet. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him.
Okay, shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom.
I like it like that, playing it loud, getting you hype, getting the intro hype. You know what I mean? Like if the boxers walk in, they walk in and get the fight. You got your
Intro music.
yeah, your fighting music. Shalom Israel, welcome to another class with the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. Shabbat Shalom. Today is the Shabbat. Got to keep that in mind because brothers and sisters, they don't know how to keep their minds clear, free from madness on the Sabbath. A lot of people. So, got to remind brothers and sisters, it is the Shabbat. All right, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. There's a lot of new brothers and sisters that have been watching us out here in Norfolk, Virginia. We want to let y'all know we do have live classes. We have them online for the people out of town. But we're here in the city. We came out here to do this, to open up this school, get this knowledge out, and build. Okay, so come join us. All right, we're at 2610 Granby, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. You can check us out. If y'all out of the town or whatever, you can catch us online. Brothers and sisters, we are also online in Houston. We have classes in Houston, 8524 South Braeswood. So trying to do our part, put our brick in for the work, for the brothers, for the nation. We're in San Antonio. Brothers out there getting down, keeping busy, getting the work done. Albuquerque, Mashaba's out there trying to do like we're doing, kind of just getting it up and rolling and doing that out there. What else we got here? So please know that we're in the areas, in those areas. We actually got, and I'm gonna put this out here in the spirit. We're looking to go to another city. Just throwing it out there, maybe a year or two in advance. But we got our eyes on another city we want to head to. That is not saturated. So we're gonna be doing that as soon as we get young priests to step up and be able to do this, hold this down. Why? I mean, what else are we gonna be doing? It's about spreading the word, spreading the gospel, doing our part. Just like a lot of other great brothers and sisters. Not trying to take away anything from them, but we still got to do our part. All right? So, look out for that. I ain't going to say the city, though. Check out a kids class. Kids class on ISB HBK Kids. We got some old classes on there for the young kids. We got Israel Wear on Facebook. Everything Israel Wear for all you new brothers and sisters that want to get your shirt fringe and is trying to start keeping the laws and get your boxers fringe and get your socks fringe. We do all that, all of it. All right. My number is 281-707-2737. You can check out Priest Quatazat, 303-557-8979. If y'all got if you want to counsel, you got any questions, you can hit us up after class. All right. If you want to donate, give any alms, offerings, or whatever you want to give, you can either send that to the school. You can hit us on the Google Wallet at ISBHPK on Gmail. All right, and Yesterday was a good class. Questions. So we're going to continue that today. See if anybody has any questions that we didn't answer last night. We can go ahead and finish those out. And if not, go into the main topic of tonight, which came from a question also. All right. Y'all got to get that for y'all brothers and sisters that do tune in to us on a regular basis, that's been with us for a few years, especially coming out to a new city. You're going to get a lot of questions that repeat. So if you're in that mode of like, oh, I already got this topic, ask yourself, do you really got the topic? Do you really got the understanding? And could you relay the message? So don't take for granted the new question or the what we call basic questions that they come with. Don't take that for granted, because a lot of brothers, this is something that me and Quatazat been talking about. Maybe I should say this when brothers and sisters get on. How many people we got on there right now? Let me see. Okay, a lot of brothers and sisters, from what we had dealt with, you come in your first year or two, and you're so hyped, live, you're listening and you're taking everything in, but a lot of things are still going over your head. And then after a year, 2, maybe 3, depending on some cats, it's like, wait a minute, what? For real? It's like, brother, we done been over that like 1,000 times before. It just clicked, and that's the case. Sometimes it didn't click the first year, the second year, and the next it's like, I didn't know that. It's like, yeah. Yep, we've been over this 1,000,000 times. Now you just wanting to inquire and question. So we're going to get that. So you got to get these questions that's over, come back with new people. You're going to get them again, and then you're going to hear something that you didn't recognize or you didn't get, and you'll be able to ask questions too. So that's why we say, man, online is all good. But one thing I try to tell my ribs, like, don't use classes for background noise. Like, you're sitting in, because that's what happens when you're at home, right? You got the popcorn, your toes are getting cleaned, kids is yelling in the background, and certain things can go over your head. You got to kind of be able to focus on these classes and kind of get the information so you can really study them. And that's not all of you, because I know some of y'all are very meticulous and right, but some of y'all, have it in background noise, and you're not going to catch all the things that you need. So yeah. So that being said, let's go into questions. If we got anything, if something we didn't get last night, I think there was maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah,
last night. So what's that?
You want to go to those from last night first?
Oh, would you write them down?
I just pulled up the question yesterday.
Oh, who asked? Who asked it?
Sydney Sykes was one of them.
Okay, let's go to that one, because. Go ahead. What's that one?
How do we know that Saturday is the Sabbath? Is it because the Pope called Sunday the first day? And how does the new moon factor? How does the new moon factor to the new months? Is it full moon or dark moon that's celebrated?
Okay. So Sabbath. What's that?
Do you have a couple of years?
No, I don't. Go. Let's go there. Let's go to the Sabbath. All right. And hopefully, you said Sydney.
Sydney Sykes, yeah.
Sydney Sykes is on there again with us. If not, it should be on. It'll be on here. It's recorded. So Sabbath is 7 days. All right. So go to Genesis first. Genesis 2. All right, and then we'll go to Leviticus, get some out of the law. Go ahead and read that.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them.
Mm-hmm.
And on the seventh day, God ended his work,
right,
which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
So you're going to see that this was already implemented with Adam. Now, I know y'all saying, well, really? Yeah, Adam had the laws. This specifically is telling you right here that he rested. So remember, every time we talk about Adam and the laws, we remind you that Adam had the laws. He didn't have one law, he had the laws, but it was more verbal. All those verbal things was eventually written down by Moses, okay, and given to him to write down so Israelites wouldn't forget. So on the seventh day, the Most High ordering Yahushua and the angels to create the heavens and earth. On the sixth day, the seventh day, they rested. So this is where the Sabbath day comes from. Go ahead, finish that.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it.
Right.
Because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
Right. So I know sometimes when you look at the days, you're like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we know that the Greco-Roman calendar, there's no such thing as a Sunday. That's what the white people, that's what the Romans and the Greeks put on the days, just like they made the months. They came up with that. That's not the names. According to the Bible, it's 1 day, Tuesday, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, Shabbat, 7th day, right? There's no such thing as Sunday, because Sunday was the worship of the moon. The sun. Ergo, Sunday, right? Tuesday goes into tuition. These are different gods that were worshipped by the Greeks, the Romans, all the way back. You can go back to the Assyrians. When we talk about these different gods, just different names. All the nations, their gods are these different idols. Wednesday, another day of the. As a matter of fact, go to the car. I got on the front seat on the floor. Yeah. There's a book right there. Get it for me real quick, and then make sure you lock the door. So these days are not days of. They ain't got nothing to do with what the days are named. So I think that's a lot of time where we get mixed up on, well, what day is the first day? What day is the second day? Well, according to the according to their calendar, okay, I forgot which one it is, but the first day of the week is Sunday. The work day, which we get mixed up with, is Monday. So that's where a lot of times where they're like, well, how is it 7 days, or how does it fall on this day when the first day of the week is Monday? No, calendar-wise, the first day of the week is Sunday. The first work day of the week is Monday. So that's where a lot of misconstruing gets mixed up with that. So if we start from Sunday, okay, if we start from Sunday, which be the first day. Now, when in Sunday? Jump over to Genesis 1 and 5. 1 and 4 real quick.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 4.
Yep.
And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
In the darkness he called
night.
There's two in the back seat. I got books everywhere. Mom Waller, there's two in the back seat I need. It's actually in there. Get those for me. Yeah, get that one and the two in the back seat. Go ahead.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
So a day begins in evening. Okay, so the sun goes down that's when it's the beginning of the next day. It's not like the white man says it's 12 o'clock, then that begins the next day. No. It's ended. One day is ended. Another day is begin when the sun goes down. So this is how a day starts. So sundown, right? Sunday will be the beginning of the first day. The ending of the seventh day, right? So Sunday sundown all the way to Friday sundown will be the beginning of the Sabbath, the seventh day. So there you go, 7 days. All right, count 7 days, and that will begin the Sabbath. So the Sabbath is from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. All right, so that's what we celebrate. Now, when you get into the new moons and the new moon Sabbaths, right now we try to get brothers started on because all the new moons and the changing of the moon and all that, that gets a little more technical. Before we can go into that, we try to get brothers on just the regular Sabbath, celebrating those things. That is the Sabbath. Go from there, go to go to Exodus 23 verse 12.
Exodus chapter 23 verse 12.
Yeah, wait till they get it. Let's see here. Yeah, Exodus 23 verse 12. Go ahead and read that.
6 days thou shalt do thy work. And on the seventh day thou shalt rest, that thine ox and thine ass may rest, and the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed.
Right. So that's the seventh day, the Shabbat. The Most High gave to us to rest, especially coming out of Egypt. There was a 10-day work week that the Egyptians had us on. So they had us that's a lot of dang work. 10-day work week, right? Imagine that. I mean, it was kind of like hard labor. It wasn't it was hard labor. So that's what you got with the Egyptians. So the Most High had to institute once again the thing that was going to be good for the people. So you got here, and this goes to the days, like, so Tuesday is Thursday, or Tuadic, Druid, Celtic idol. That's where Tuesday comes from. And then you got Wednesday, the Celtic cross symbol. It says the solar, it says Wednesday goes from Odin. You ever seen Thor? Thor's daddy was Odin, right? And then he would be called Odin's son. That goes back to, what's that, Greek? Yeah, it's Greek. All these Greek myths, man. And then the Druids, they start dealing with that. And of course, America is an ignorant country. They stole everything from every other nation, even in their language. So this is where Wednesday comes from. Then you got this book is let me give the disclaimer first. This is not the Bible. This is just a history book. This guy is not 100% in the knowledge of the Most High in Christ, and he's not even an Israelite, but brings out good edification on history and information about America. Once again, this is not the truth. All right. Was that clear? All right, good. Because cats, man, they be losing it. It's called the fossilized customs. Got to say that all the time. Because remember, the earth helped the woman. The history, archaeology, anthropology, a lot of things that the information is going to come up, is going to help us. But we don't want you, because he drops biblical concepts in here, but he's not on point. He's got some points, but he's not totally on point, all right? Tells you about Christmas. And we've been over this book a few times. It's cheap online, but he says a lot of things wrong, especially in his new version of this book. This is the new version. We have an older version. He didn't go in depth. You know, he talks about a lot of stuff. He added a lot more stuff in this one. Oh yeah, he did a like a updated edition, and he threw some Esau. You know, polygamy is not in the Bible. It's like stuff like that. Like Japheth is Esau. He's still trying to come with that. You know, listen, they're not going to admit that they're the Edomites. They're not going to admit that. So, like I said, it's not totally on point. All right, so Thursday is Thor. Once again, Greek. Right? Friday, Phrygia was the wife of Wooden. The fertility. This goes back to the Greek honored Adultery on this day, and the Romans venerated Venus, and goes back to Australia and the day of the Egyptians. See, all these incarnations of their gods, these religions, and from nation to nation, they pass the same gods down. Remember, we're Hebrews. We didn't worship no idols, no gods, none of these days. But this is where their days come from. So, Phrygia, right? And then, of course, Saturn goes with Saturn, because they worship Saturn, because they looked at the stars and worshiped the stars, because there's no such thing as the planets. It was stars. So Saturday, and then of course Sunday, which is the sun god. So listen, this guy, he's almost dope, but then the scriptures say, man, the wicked, what do you have to do to declare my statutes? So you got to see that. Look, he even got the ancient Hebrew in here. He goes hard, but I don't want to give him that much credit, because brothers and sisters, they go through here and they don't understand. If you don't got the foundation down, then you start letting this guy teach you. What's his name? Lou White. So just to let y'all know that. But so 7 days is the Sabbath. Now, when it gets into, what was the second part of the question?
They asked what page number for that.
What page? Remember, this is like a 14th, what did it say? No, the 12th edition. So what I was doing, I was using before the original, and then it's a different edition. They add more things in here. So the pages might be off, is what I'm saying. And that was on page, what is that at? Oh, right here, page like 12, 13, 12, 13, 12, 13, 14. It goes into the different days. So, yeah. Yep. And that's called the fossilized customs. So, yeah. What was the second part?
How does the new moon factor into the new months?
The new moon factor into the new months. Now, once again, we ourselves, I'm not saying it's wrong, but we don't go into the new moons. There's a discrepancy on the new moon. All right? You ask one school, the discrepancy of the new moon is the non-seen moon. Then you ask another school, the discrepancy is the seen moon, the full moon. So from the research, you get both sides. So you got some brothers celebrating the new moons on the non-moon, and you got some brothers celebrating on the moon. You know what I mean? So me myself, I'm not going to try to presume is right unless I can go into the scriptures and prove what is right. Hold fast to that was good, which is good. So when you get into this new moon thing, right now, y'all need to focus on the Sabbath, right? When the information, we know in part and we prophesy in part. You're going to get into all the arguing back and forth about when the new moons is. Just the Sabbath is easy, right? 7 days. That's easy. So that's what I got to say about the new moons, all right? So what else? What else we got?
And then what it's saying is the full moon or the dark moon that's celebrated.
Right, exactly. And like I said, that is always a back and forth with that. Depends on what brothers you talk to. We try to keep, this is what I've told brothers and sisters in our school. Instead of trying to presume or make it like it seem like we're right when you got not the information not being clear, instead of us doing that, we stay in the safe zone. Prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. If it can't be proven, let's not talk about that, because it might bring more confusion. So like I said, do the research. It's always two parts to that subject. All right, what else?
That was it for yesterday.
Okay, that was for yesterday. Do we got anything today?
Where can I get some coals, frankincense, and myrrh?
Frankincense and myrrh. Do we got frankincense and myrrh on the site yet? We're actually, our website, we've been meaning to add frankincense and myrrh, so we can add that. All right, it shouldn't take that long, and we can get some out to you. We can, coals, frankincense and myrrh. We can add that because we're finishing up building our site. It's about what, 97.3% done. It's like it's like 99% done. So you can check that out on sweetambiance.com, and then we're gonna add that. We've been meaning to add the coals and the frankincense to the site, so you can get it on there also. All right. Otherwise, you gotta look. You're gonna have to just do a search on it for now. All right. What else? That was it. All right. So no other questions. I'll give y'all 2 minutes. Did you have something? Johnny, did you have anything? No? Okay. All right. I'll give y'all 2 minutes to see if anybody else has any other questions. If not, we'll move on. Yeah, when I was going through this book, because we've had this book, the original book, for many years. This fossilized custom, and when we go over Christmas, when we go over Halloween, we use it all the time. Y'all can go back to videos 5 years back, 6 years back, I think 7 years back, and look and see that we used this book for a while. But he updated this book. When I went through it this time, he updated this book with a purpose. You could tell he's been listening to Israelites. I'm telling you could tell this guy has been listening to Israelites. All the information he got in here is from Israel.
So he added more information?
He added more information, but you could tell he was trying to throw shots at us too. Yeah, like, like something I was reading, and I gotta finish it up, but this guy, you could tell he sat down either with the Hebrews or something, you know what I mean? And because he's denouncing the Jesuits. I guess he was a part of that or whatever, and he denounced them. And he's like, yeah, everything they teach is from idolatry, and this is an Edomite. And that's why he's bringing out the information out about the days and the Roman Catholic Church and all of it. But you could tell he definitely been listening. It's crazy. Yeah. So anything on there? All right, let's go ahead and go into this topic. This topic came from a sister asking about basically what is a whore? Now, everybody would think like, well, that's obvious, right? But but she wants to know biblically what is a whore. You know what I mean? Because listen, nowadays, let's be real about this question. There's a lot of people that the lines are obscured, right? On what is a whore. The lines are totally obscured. Like, what is a whore nowadays? Because back in the days, you could dress like a prostitute, and you'll know, oh, that's a prostitute. Leave that alone. Now, if a prostitute and a regular girl was walking down the mall, you might not be able to see. She could be going to prom, right? It's sad to say, she could be going to prom, and you wouldn't know the difference between a prostitute and a whore if they were walking down the mall. Very sad. So it's a legitimate question that's asked. Like, and nowadays, think about it. Are the mothers teaching the daughters what is a whore or how not to be a whore?
Wow.
Why? Because you're taught not to judge. Right? Don't judge anybody. That's the way they are. Don't judge anybody if, the girl that comes to the mall with her nipples piercing through with no bra on, right? Don't judge. That's what she wants. I was looking at one of the little gay series on S.O.W. One of those ones where you just put on as background noise. But, she was like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to let you be what you want to be. That's the concept that America is now pushing to our people. Don't judge. So the women ain't being taught, hey, this is wrong because you can't judge. Nothing is wrong. If they like to be like that, do that, smoke that, drink that, hit that, wear that, don't judge. So you got to put a difference between the clean and the unclean. We were talking about it yesterday also. Let me get this one scripture. This is I didn't add this. I didn't add this to this point here, but it's a good one. Go to, I quoted it yesterday, Ezekiel 22 and 26. Ezekiel 22, verse 26.
Ezekiel chapter 22.
You know what? Go to 44 and 23. Let's go there. 44, 23.
Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 23.
Go ahead.
And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
Now, the unclean and the clean, the lines, like we were talking about yesterday, has been obscured so much, you don't know what is clean and unclean. And then when you start to judge, make a analytical assessment of your environment, you don't supposed to do that according to America. So now we know that's wrong, and we're not going to go into that part because that's a whole different topic about judging. A wise man judgeth all things, right? So a wise man seeth the evil and doesn't go into it, right? So we can go into a lot of scriptures on that because we know that's garbage anyway. You judge everything. You know what I mean? You go, you look in the mirror, you say, wow, I like those pants. That's a judgment, right? I like that dress. That's a judgment. You judge everything. Oh, I don't like pizza. You like pizza? Oh, yeah, I can't stand it. You just judged. You made a judgment call, right? And we're supposed to judge everything. Sit upright, man. How you going to be ready to read if you're sitting like that? All right? So this is what the Most High is saying, man. We're supposed to make a difference between the clean and the unclean. And this is what the sister wants answered. Did you finish that? Read it one more time.
And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane.
This is talking about the priests, what they would do. The priests were going to teach the difference between the holy and the profane, what to stay away from. Why? Why did they have to do that?
Some didn't know, and some didn't recognize how it was affecting them, the negative effect it had on them.
Right? What else? Come on, think about it. Why do we have to talk about this? Come on, y'all, you're thinking too much. Why, Johnny?
Is it more like they say when you looking from outside of the box, looking, from the outside in?
Right. But why do we have to bring these things out?
They don't see the wrong in it.
They don't see no wrong in it, right? Y'all overthinking it. They don't see no wrong in it. What else? Go to Isaiah 5. Go to Isaiah 5. This is why. Isaiah 5 verse 20. Yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna get in this. We gonna get in them. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20.
Go ahead.
Woe unto them that call evil good.
Why do we have to bring this out?
Woe unto them that call evil good.
So the Bible is telling you destruction to them that call evil good. We have to bring it out because there is people calling evil good. Oh, that evil's good. Y'all tripping. You're judging. Now the lines are obscured where you don't know what is good, what is wrong. Right? Only the white man is telling you what is good and what is wrong. Don't run the red light. You're bad. You're naughty. You're a naughty person when you do that. But everything else you can do. Right? Pay your taxes. Wow. You're not going to help the country out? That's a bad person. That's the only thing that they're determining is bad, the things that they want us to do for them. But when it comes to our spirit, to our soul, they're not telling you what is bad. Why? Because they want your soul distorted, unpure, tainted. So when the Most High come back, he will have a reason to demolish you. Right? That's Satan's job. They're not caring about your spirit. Go ahead.
And good, evil.
And they call what?
Good, evil.
Right, like we were talking about yesterday in class, right? You want to hold your children to a standard and a code of honor and righteousness. That's like, oh, what's wrong with you? You guys are too intense, too over the board, too strict, right? So this is why we got to bring it out, because you wouldn't know if it is evil. Go ahead.
That put darkness for light.
Yeah, dark, everything dark and wicked, right? And that's going to defile your spirit is put up as light and good, right? The transvestites, the pansexual, the bisexual, do what you like, do what you feel. You don't want to be around a person that's not going to let you be you. Then he's not letting you be you. He's trying to change you. Then you get our sisters and ribs with that mentality, right? Right. You never want me to be me. You know what I mean? Ever since I met you, you want to change everything about me. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. You're like, what the hell? Like, what just happened here? Like, what you came to the truth for? What you came to the knowledge for? To change. But that saturates their mind, and then now it's like, see, I can't be me. I can't be who I am. Right? I'm wrong. Everything I do is wrong. And it's like, yeah. If it's out of the spirit, if it's not Christ-like, it's wrong. So let us change that. That's that soap opera. I want to manipulate my way through the knowledge so that way when I come with the law, you can't check me because you're just going to make me feel bad. You're breaking down my spirit because you're not letting me be me. Right? And we'll talk about that. Go ahead.
And light for darkness.
Go ahead.
That put bitter for sweet.
Go ahead.
And sweet for bitter.
Yeah, they put all the bitterness, everything that they've done to perpetuate our young women to be whores, our young men to be thugs. That's sweet. That's the new fad, right? The new fad is a homo. The new fad is hip hop. It's saturated everything, but that's a good thing, right? No. Well, the black man is mainstream now. No, you're not mainstream. Your antics are mainstream. Your niggerism is mainstream. All those things is mainstream. The bitter things about you is mainstream. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes.
Woe means destruction. Woe means destruction. So, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes. And this is what comes back, right? Now, when you meet a woman and you're like, you know what, I'm looking for a woman that is going to wear a dress. Oh, you can't change me. Oh, you're not bending? Oh, but what about the guy that wanted to have anal sex with you? Didn't he change you? Well, I'll change to that. Right? That was fine. Right? When he wanted to have all kind of defiled sex and, let the boys in on it, that was fine. Right? But you're trying to get me to do something like cover myself. Whoa, slow down, bro. Nah. Date is ended. You know what I mean? You're going to get that. Why? Because they call bitter sweet. And the sweet things that will teach us morality, structure, order, justice, righteousness, they're not telling us that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's real. It's real out here. Yeah, it's a real manipulative demon. And when you sit back and you watch the mentality of a destructive, of a whorish mentality, you can see this in their mind. You just look at how they talk. Look at how they think. You know what I mean? And it starts with that, you're trying to change me. You don't like me for what I am. No, I like you. I love you for the qualities of the spiritual person. But you got to separate what is spiritual and what is carnal. You start talking like that, they lose it. They don't know what the hell is going on. So, what is a whore? Go to Leviticus 20 and 10. Leviticus 20 and 10. So, biblically, you got to go here if we're dealing with basics. Let's start from the beginning. You got it? You got to read loud? Read it.
And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife.
Stop, comma. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife. What is adultery? I want you to look that up real quick. So read it one more time, Wallet. Slow it down. Read clear.
And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife.
Right, with another man's wife. What is it to commit adultery? So, because we're going to understand what it takes, what is the making of a whore? What is the making of a whore, a harlot, a thought, a hoe? What else? What else they call them? Skeezer. Jump off. Right? This is what's the making of her. She's committing adultery. So what is adultery?
Adultery. Voluntary sexual intercourse between a married person and a person who is not his or her spouse.
Right. So outside of marriage. Now, what is marriage? According to the scriptures, marriage is when you lay down with that man or woman. That man or woman is your wife. Right? And I'm talking about opposite sex. Don't even try to play me. All right, don't try to play the Most High. We know when a man and a woman lay together, that's marriage. Okay, now we can talk about the ceremony and the paper all afterwards, because that ain't the things. The carnal is not what defines y'all marriage. It's y'all lay together and have made a bond spiritually, and now you write that paper down, you get that ring, you have that ceremony. Okay. And we've been over a class on that. We're not going over marriage, but that's one of the major points. You step outside of your marriage, right? You're an adulterer, right? This brings you into being a whore. Okay? Now, remember, she's asking from a woman's perspective. We're going to stick on that point also. Because you got men hoes too. You got men hoes too. Right? Go ahead.
Even when he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife.
Right. So he commit adultery with his neighbor's wife. So this is what, this is what you were supposed to stay away from, man. And we're going to get it into as we go down in this topic, but this is why you're not supposed to have homies. Homie love a friend. You weren't supposed to have homies. You know what I mean? That is married. Oh, he's just my friend. It don't work like that. Guys, they don't play that. Every movie, every time a guy wants to be your friend, what happens? He ends up what? Falling in love with you. Right? You was a -4, right? You was a -4. 2 years later, what? You a +3. Right? He's like, how did this happen? But his heart fell in love. We're going to talk about that though. But this is why the Most High gave us the guidelines and the rules. You weren't supposed to deal with another man. You weren't supposed to sleep with him. All right? You weren't supposed to text him. You weren't supposed to chat with him. You weren't supposed to, he's my buddy. You weren't supposed to go hang around with him, go see a movie with him, take flowers from him. You weren't supposed to do none of that. That's going to bring you into whoredom. So, like I said, we're going to get into that point. Let's go this gradual. Go ahead.
The adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
So you see the severity of the law. Back in the days, you would be brought out, you'd be stoned. We now have grace. There's a lot of damn adultery going on. There's a lot of these things going on because sentence is not executed speedily. It is set in the minds of men to do evil. So it happens. But it's against the laws of the Most High. Deuteronomy 22 verse 22. Deuteronomy 22:22. Mawala can't beat you. He can't beat you. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 22.
Go ahead.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband.
Right. Now, I want to throw in this part. You see why I keep saying if a man lay with a married woman? Because back in these days, men they had more than one wife. So it's pointing out if she got a man. So you brothers, once again, you hear us say it all the time when we go over this topic. And you should already know this. If she has a boyfriend, leave it alone. If she's texting, well, he's just a friend. He's probably not. He don't know he's in the friend zone. Right? He swear he's what? Oh, this finna be my girlfriend. But you know, a lot of times when you put a dude in the friend zone, he don't think that. 90% of the time he's thinking what? I got a chance. Right? Huh? Right. I got a chance. But he don't know he's in the friend zone. So to keep you safe, the man, you supposed to, if she's talking with somebody, that's her dude. That's her guy. Until she is, I ain't talking with nobody. I ain't living with my ex. You get those? Well, he's my ex. We broke up years ago, but we're still in the same house. And when he's thirsty and she's thirsty, and you know what I mean? He might slip into her room and be like, but we're just friends. No, that's your man. Men's. So you're supposed to be aware that, ask questions. You got simple brothers, man. Don't ask no damn questions. You know what I mean? Well, I didn't know. Well, she didn't tell me because you didn't ask. Are you married? No. You got a boyfriend? No. You talking with somebody? Well, bing, 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 bing. Leave it alone. Oh yeah, how long y'all been talking? Just for about 8 months, but he's just a friend. You think he's talking to you to be a friend?
Wow.
No. He wants to get those draws. So let's be real with it. This is a good thing the kids need to know too. Like, you know what I mean? You don't talk with a girl that got a boyfriend. You know what I mean? You know, as y'all get older. And then you shouldn't be, if you got a boyfriend, you shouldn't be talking with another dude. Your boyfriend gonna lose it. You see that? I know it sounds basic, but come on now. You got grown-ups that don't know that. Well, I could talk to him. Then what the hell are you with me for if you can't talk to me? I mean, I'm not going into the relationship topic, but think about it. What you with me for if you can't talk to me? You can't relay your deepest feelings and emotions to me. We haven't got there yet? Then how the hell are we in love? You see that? You gonna go into somebody else to talk to? Nah, that's crazy. So if a man, read it one more time.
If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband,
right,
then they shall both of them die.
You dead. You gonna be dead. You gonna die. Go ahead.
Both the men that lay with the woman and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
Go ahead. Right. Because this is going to perpetuate what we have now in America.
Bad example.
Bad example? Yeah, but niggerism and wickedness and whoredom and no respect for the women. There's no respect for women anymore. You know what I mean? They treat you like all you got to do is fake the front the whole time. Get what you want and you can bounce. They ain't got no, because women are naive. They're gullible. They don't have no self-respect for themselves. They've been told, you know what I mean, show your titties, show the bottom of your butt hanging out of your clothes. Oh, and nobody's supposed to look. Nobody's supposed to thirst after that. We supposed to say, doo-doo-doo. Oh, there you go. It's a righteous woman. I can tell with her ass hanging out her pants. Right? No, you're going to be like, oh, okay. What's up with that? Right? And all the wolves, right? The mutts come out, and what do they want? They start wanting to deal with a harlot. So, read on. Come on.
Verse 23.
Yeah?
If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her.
Go ahead.
Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city.
So you see how it divided two things. One was already married. Now one was promised to. Well, we ain't slept together, but you're talking to this guy. You on the phone with him. You're chatting. In his mind, you're promised to him. Stop leading this cat on. You know what I mean? I grew up in the truth, so my mind is way different. I don't got girlfriends. You know what I mean? I ain't talking to you like, what we gonna do that? I can't be doing with my wife. You know what I mean? If I'm talking to you, obviously you're what they call a potential, right? Men ain't on. Don't be deceived. Men's minds don't work the way y'all wish they work. They're looking for the end. Okay, go ahead.
And then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die.
So I'm going to say it again, brothers. If you talking to a girl and she might not have laid with this man, but you got to understand, if she's talking with another man, obviously they're interested in each other. She's going to be leading you on. She's going to be leading him on. Right? And then you're like, think about it. If we all as men established the righteous rule and the thirst was at zero, and every man that talked to that woman that said she was talking to a man would have shut down, she would have to deal with that man, or they wouldn't deal with each other. See, it would be a moral rule, but that's the morality that we don't have no more, right? That's why you got players, pimps, mag daddies, right? Hoes, right? Thoughts, right? Which none of that you want. Nobody wants a player, a pimp, or a mag daddy or a thought. Because that don't last long. You have babies with thoughts. You have babies with pimps. And guess what? A pimp is going to be a pimp. A player is going to be a player. A hoe is going to be a hoe. Right? Okay, go to Ecclesiastes 23, verse 22. So now we're understanding the law. The law is don't deal with a woman if she got another man. Don't talk to her if she's dealing with a man. Right? Bro, there's a lot of other men and women out there. There's a lot of other men and women out there. Go deal with somebody that's single. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 22.
Ecclesiastes 23, 22. Go ahead.
Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband.
Right. How is it going to go with this woman that leaves her husband? Go ahead.
And bringeth in an heir by another.
Right. So she went and committed adultery. She went and laid with another man. Right. And then she had baby from another man. Go ahead.
Verse 23. For first she had disobeyed the law of the Most High.
The scriptures already told you weren't supposed to be an adulterer. This is what makes you a whore. Watch, it's going to tell us. Go ahead.
And secondly, she had trespassed against her own husband.
Yeah, there was supposed to be some respect for the agreement, the idea, what you have for your husband. Leave. If you guys are no longer connected and you guys have no longer love, right? Now, from the beginning, it was not so, but for the hardness of your heart, Moses has given us the law. He said, give her a bill of divorce. You don't stick around in a marriage and then go around and play the whore. You don't do that. You know what I mean? There's no reason for that. You're going to destroy utterly, and you're going to be destroyed. I'm going to say it again. Lawfully, you were supposed to stay together. But for the hardness of your heart, Moses is given the law. Write a bill of divorce. Don't sit around and commit adultery behind each other's back. That's going to destroy things. Go ahead.
Thirdly, she had played the whore in adultery.
So there you go. She had played the whore, disobeyed the commandment. She has trespassed against her husband and had no respect. You got a question on there?
Yeah.
What we got?
So what about the women who is talking to, let's say, two guys, but no sex, and she's trying to weigh her options? Is that still wrong to do?
Yes. Because you're trying to weigh your options. And here's the thing. And let me throw a little variable in there. If you're talking to two guys and trying to weigh your options, right? Are you hanging out with them? It'd be different if you was just on the phone and picking the brain. I get it. We're in 2020. You're a woman. You want to make sure your options are correct. You've been hurt. You've been abused, right? But it's different if you letting him take you out, y'all going to eat together, he going to eat together. It's totally different. If you sending him naked pictures, and him sending you naked, you see, listen, we grown. So when you kick this to me, I'm looking in the law of the light, and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. There's nothing wrong with you weighing your options, but how are you weighing your options? If it's just text, I'm going through and analyzing, seeing if this is a godly, righteous man. That's one thing. But you sending pics and he's sending pics, and then y'all already talking lovey-dovey hearts and all that. What's the little emojis y'all send to each other about love and smiley face. Like you're already pulling this man in. And we're going to get into it. I'm not trying to jump because your question's going to be answered. But think about it. You're already leading 2 men on. You see what I'm saying? You don't supposed to be doing that. It don't supposed to be that way. If you're a godly woman, because remember, this all applies to a godly woman. If you a hoe, you got many niggas on tap. You letting them this buy you this. He paid my rent. He's the one I have sex with. He's the one that take the kids out because he's a good dad. Your brother's eyes are like, but it's Trilla, isn't it? Yeah, 5 dudes. How many times you come? How many times you talk to them in the mall? They saying that.
Yeah, you got a funny guy. You got to buy them stuff. The one that they actually like. And the one that's just there, he's just there.
He's just there. Yeah.
When she ain't got nobody to talk to, he's
Yeah, that's a whore. You're talking about. Watch, read on. Come on. It's gonna get a little more in depth. It's telling you, right? Read.
Thirdly, she had played the whore in adultery.
Right.
And brought her children by another man.
Right. I mean, those are cut straight to the point. You went and you laid with this other man and brought her children against the laws, right? Watch. Go ahead.
She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children.
Right.
Her children shall not take root.
The Most High wasn't playing. Back in the days, we burning everybody. The dogs, the cats. You're going to get everybody killed. Luckily, we have grace, right? Go ahead.
And her branches shall bring forth no fruit.
A lot of times, that's why a lot of these women that have sex with different men, their insides be all jacked up. Me, Tawam, Quatzap always talked about it. Semen, sperm, stays in the woman's body. Some say a lifetime. Some say 7-8 years. Right? Imagine getting spermed in between 2 different men. That's why your insides smell like rotten fish.
Chemical imbalance.
Yeah, chemical imbalance because you got 2 different men putting their genes and body inside you, and then you want to know why you smell like rotten fish because your body's messed up, your insides are messed up, and it don't go away. So the Most High ain't down with that. It destroys. Your anatomy is not even set up for that. It wasn't set up for that. A man is different. Does he stink like rotten fish?
Law.
Unless you just a dirty, dirty nigga. You know what I mean? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
She shall leave her memory to be cursed.
Read.
And her reproach shall not be blotted out.
Go ahead.
And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord.
Right. You see that? This is how serious it was. Because what did whoredom do? Look around. Every man is chasing women. A woman don't have any self-respect. I mean, y'all hear it all the time. Spandex is showing their inwards. Blah, blah, blah. You see them butt naked. Now they're not wearing no bras. The young girl came to the mall with a white t-shirt on with her nipples pierced with the bars in her nipple. Right? But then she wants somebody to respect her. Then her back of her pants is to where you can see the crack of her ass. And then she wants to be, you want to respect that? No, niggas ain't going to respect that. They're going to treat her how she looks. Like a harlot, like a whore. We got to bring the daughters of Zion back to the self-respect that's needed for them. And that takes them change to a godly woman. So a lot of times we're going to get into a whore's mind. Go ahead. Come on.
And they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord.
Right.
And that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord.
So the Most High going to tell you how to take heed. And he's showing them now still. It don't matter what they're doing. All the wrong decisions. Now you got 5 different baby daddies. Your insides are all tore up. You got no more love. You're dry as hell. And I'm saying dry physically. Why? Because the men's is, you done wore out that passion and love. Now it's just anger, bitterness, and resentment. Right? If you don't turn into a lesbian. Right? Go ahead.
It is great glory to follow the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And to be received of him is long life.
Right. Where you at?
The chapter.
Okay.
That's 23.
23.
Verse 28.
Right. Go to Leviticus 19 and 29. Leviticus 19 and 29. You got it? Go ahead and read it. Read it loud.
Leviticus 19 and 29.
Mm-hmm.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Right. Do not what?
Prostitute thy daughter.
Right. So this was the law, that you weren't supposed to prostitute your daughter. What's a prostitute? Look it up. Go ahead.
To cause her to be a whore.
To cause her to be a what?
Whore.
Right. So you weren't supposed to prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore. Well, how do you prostitute your daughter? Now, nowadays, think about it. How are they prostituting their daughter nowadays? Well, mom dresses with a mini skirt and showing her body. What is she showing the daughter?
To do the same thing.
How to prostitute herself. Showing it off. Right? Now, you would think a prostitute is watch, read that. Come on.
Prostitution. The practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment.
Right, someone for payment. So, answer this riddle. So, if I sleep around for a new bag, hairdo, my rent paid, what is a prostitute? Are you a prostitute? Just because you're not walking on the whole stroll doesn't mean you're not a prostitute. You are a prostitute still. Right? What you got? Go ahead.
This is a second definition. It says the unworthy or corrupt use of one's talents for the sake of personal or financial gain.
Yeah. You want to use your physical for money, for gain. Well, if he's going to get it, he got to pay me. Right? Don't give it. You didn't have to give it. You didn't have to lower your standards. So read it again. Read that scripture again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter, to cause her to be a whore.
So what is a whore? A whore is a woman that sleeps outside of her marriage. It's not just a woman that sells herself for money. That's the misconception. You see how she had played the whore on her husband? That other scripture shows you that it wasn't just, it's for money. Yeah, you can get into the depths of being a prostitute, but you're a prostitute, you're a whore without getting the money. He don't have to put $100 or $20 on the table and say, hey, thanks for the night. It could be, I'm going to meet up with him because I know he's going to pay for dinner. You know what I mean? They got to meet up with him because he's going to get me that new bag, those new shoes. That's a whore. You don't supposed to do that. Okay? Go from there, go to Jeremiah 3:3. So let's talk about, now we understand what a whore is physically. We're going to get a little more in depth in that, but we're going to switch over a little bit and talk about the mind state of a whore. Because nowadays, she might be a virgin, but got a whore's mentality. So we're going to just touch on that a little bit. Go ahead, Jeremiah 3:3.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 3. Therefore the showers have been withholding.
Right.
And there have been no latter rain.
Now, let's be clear. In context of the scripture, this is talking about Israel. But there's something that we're going to learn from what the Most High is saying here. All right. So this is in context. This is talking about the nation. He's going to refer to us as a whore. But we're still going to learn about this whore's mind. Go ahead.
And thou hadst a whore's forehead.
So You can have a whore's forehead. What does that mean? Go what?
A whore's mentality?
You can have a whorish mind state. You can think like a hoe. That's what pushes you to whoredom. So this is what he's saying that we had as a nation, but he's also showing us you can have a whore's mind. Go ahead.
Thou refusest to be ashamed.
Now, this type of whore is what?
Refuseth to be ashamed.
There you go. You cannot be sleeping with anybody, but you can be showing your body. You can be showing yourself. You can have a spirit of, I'm not going to be ashamed when I show my ass, my titties, when I act out. Go to Isaiah 3. Or Isaiah 3 verse 16. So we're talking about a whore's mentality, a whore's mind. So this is that whorish mind state. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Now stop. Because we're talking about a whore's forehead, a whorish mind state. Because you know what people will say? They'll say, well, I'm not sleeping around, but you still act like a hoe. Right? Well, I'm not sleeping around with them. I'm just keeping my options open. You sending them butt naked pics. You sending them pictures, and he's sending you pics. You got to see this. So what do you got for, because the daughters of Zion are haughty. What do we got for haughty? Isaiah 3, and where you at? So everybody that came in could know?
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16.
Isaiah 3 verse 16. So we're going to look up haughty. Haughty, it says lofty, exalt, haughty, lifted up, proud, raised up in height. But I need something a little deeper.
Disdainful.
What?
Disdainful.
So haughty is being disdainful.
Or having a high opinion of oneself.
Yeah, she know that men are going to look at her. So what she does, what this whore's forehead, her mind, mentality does. Now we're going to get deeper. I know you're saying, well, it doesn't go into all that Kazakia. Well, we're going to go directly to scriptures that are more direct. But these scriptures are leading up to that. She's haughty. She's disdainful, right? How she moves, how she talks. You don't have to have sex with 1,000 men. You act like a hoe. Right? Disdainful, distasteful too. What else?
Having a high opinion of oneself with some contempt.
Right, like I'm this, I'm that, I have this. You're going to have to chase this to get this. You know what I mean? Right? If you ain't eating it like groceries, you can't hit this. Eating the booty like groceries, right?
That's right.
If you ain't buying me a bag, if you ain't doing this, that's a whore mentality. I know it's hard, sorry, but a lot of you have whorish mind state. Not these young sisters in here, because y'all pure. Virgins.
I know when I was younger, we used to call that stink attitude.
Stink attitude, exactly. You got that stink, whorish attitude. My daughter was, we were in the mall, we all work at the same spot, and she's seen a girl, the young boys walking through the mall, they trying to get their Mac on, right? They don't know no better. And she said, the one boy walked up to the girl, was like, could I have your snap? And the girl was like, ugh, no. And my daughter was like, damn, why was she so rude like that? You could have said it in a nice way. See, my daughter has a humble, meek spirit. I can turn you down, but I'm going to have a haughty, distasteful, whorish mentality about it. Like, where'd she get that from? Her loud whore mama. She got that from her mama, and her mama learned it from her mama. Shaking her ass at 60 years old. What else you got?
It says lofty arrogance.
Arrogance. Go ahead.
Supercilious. Proceeding from excessive pride.
Right. This is haughty. This is a whore's forehead. Go ahead.
Or pride mingled with contempt.
You see that? Pride mingled with contempt. Right? Think about that attitude. A contempt, pride attitude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't going to tell me nothing. Yeah, listen, if you want my goodies, you going to have to crawl to me. That's a whorish attitude. Go ahead.
That was it on that.
Right. That's a haughty. So read the scripture again.
Moreover, the Lord said,
because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks.
So remember, the question the sister had is about a whore. We went into showing you straight out what is a whore, a woman that sleeps around, but there's also the mentality of this whore, her actions and what she does, how she carries herself.
Oh, the supercilious. The definition for supercilious, because I said it. It says behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others.
Right. That whore, that attitude. They're the ones that walk down the mall, they pull up the tights. That way you can see their cavity. It's like, why you got to do all that? You know what I mean? Why is that necessary?
And then they're looking at you as if you're off.
Yeah, like you got to work really hard, because I'm at the top of the food chain when you're actually the dirt. You're making yourself look like the dirt of the earth. So that's that whore's mind state. That's it?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. Go ahead.
And wanton eyes.
Yeah, wanton eyes. Look up wanton. Let me show y'all real quick. And then we got to get through this. Give me Proverbs 7:11. Okay, you're going to get it? Look up wanton. Go ahead. He's trying to do it like that so we can get these scriptures out.
Spell it for me.
W-A-N-T-O-N. Wanton. So, just showing you about a whore's forehead. Go ahead, read.
It says wandering or moving or flying loosely.
What is it?
Moving or flying loosely.
She's loose.
Oh.
Like she's the ones that she's married. She got another guy, right? See, this is what we were saying on the phone. I said we would go back over, right? You're talking to them, but you loose because your eyes are everywhere. Right? It's a mentality, a hoe's mentality. Instead of letting the Most High bless you with something, you know what I mean? You think you gonna know. If you don't know according to this, you ain't gonna do it right. Yeah.
I need help to pronounce this word, but it's
licentious.
And this one before that.
Right. Rectitude. You look up those words.
So it says wandering from moral
restitude. Right. Yeah. So you got to see this wanton eyes is a whole mentality behind this person. It says mincing. Read on in Isaiah 3. It says mincing. It says walking with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go. That means they're shaking their ass. They're shaking their ass. Those are the ones that act like they move down the mall like they got something in it, like they're trying to get something out, but they're not. We see it all, bro. We see it all. And these girls, you're talking about 16, 17 on up. Lower than that, yeah. Like 12-year-old, you need to beat their ass out the mall. We see it. Go ahead. Did you get that word? What do we got?
Okay. So this person, it says, so wanton is a wandering from moral restitude, which is morally correct behavior or thinking of righteousness.
Ooh. So that's how she moves. She ain't thinking on righteousness. She ain't thinking on what the Most High requires. You know, listen, don't go beat your wife up when you realize she's a hoe.
Oh.
Or she got a whore's mind. Don't get angry. you got to understand that these things been embedded in them as a young age, and they had no other way to think. So you got to go ahead and go through the scriptures, and of course they got to accept it, the knowledge to change that. Go ahead.
It says indulging in sensuality without restraint.
Yeah, that's sensual. Like I said, her nipples pierced and low-cut shirts. It's like you got no more self-respect. That's a harlot. That's a whore without having to sleep with somebody. She could be a virgin, but she's got a whore's forehead. Right? Finish that up.
Walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
So read Proverbs 7 and 11. So now you see how they think. Look at how they talk. Go ahead.
Come. She is loud and stubborn.
Yeah, you hear her down the mall. Right? She's the first one to tell you her mind. Right? I know black women think that's synonymous with black woman, but it's not. That's synonymous with a loud, stubborn whore. Harlot. So you think, well, I'm going to tell him my mind. That's the characteristics of a harlot. Go ahead.
Her feet abide not in her house.
We're going to hold that. We're going to get into that. Go to Proverbs 9 and 13.
Proverbs.
Look up the word clamorous. Read.
Chapter 9, verse 13.
A foolish woman is clamorous.
So she's mincing. She's got her neck up. She's got the tingling. She's shaking her butt. She's loud as hell. Right? This is what a whore is. Clamorous. What do you got? Okay, read it again.
A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing.
Right, she knoweth nothing. So you're talking about a foolish woman, a wicked woman. You're talking about a whore. This is her characteristics. Let me see here. Clamorous. Clamorous is making a loud and confusing noise, like a brawling dog.
Speaking and repeating loud words. Noisy. Yeah, loud.
Loud. So, blatant, outrageous, yomping, yowling. That's what a clamorous woman. This is that characteristics of a whore. Go to Proverbs 27 verse 14. And I said we're going to get to that feet don't abide in the house because we're going to go into a second part showing about her. Proverbs 9:13. 9:13. I'm sorry. Oh no, we read 9:13. 27 and 14. My bad, y'all. Read that.
He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, raising early in the morning, it shall be contained a curse.
No, you got to stop at the commas. He that blesses his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. Go ahead, verse 15. You're going to see why it said that. Go ahead.
A continual dropping.
A continue. Come on, read for me, Ot.
A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a contemptuous woman are alike.
So you see, imagine waking up to a loud woman slamming drawers and fussing about what she hates in life and closing things. And, she's loud. A simple woman is loud, right? Obnoxious and like a continual dropping. She irritates you. What you got?
Contentious, causing or likely to cause an argument.
Right. So you got this woman that always want to argue about everything.
Controversial.
Yeah, just everything. Everything's an argument. She can't never shut up and just follow. She can't be obedient. She can't listen and just go with it. She has to argue with every step of the way. That's a whore. Mm-hmm. A whore's mentality, a whore's mind, a foolish woman. Y'all got that?
Done.
Okay, go from there. Go to Ecclesiastes 9 and 9. What questions we got?
So what about the women or mothers who are stuck financially of trying to they can't pursue another even if she's not with their children's father?
I already said they can. They can, but you being a righteous woman, how are you doing it? Are you doing it with a whore's forehead or whore's mentality? Or are you being classy about it? Are you getting all these options and using these men? Or are you waiting for the Most High to send you one? All right? That's the way to do it. The Most High. This is men and women. The scriptures, if you're a righteous woman, the Most High sends you a right man. But if you out there in the streets, at bars, or you on the internet and listen to every fool on there, you're most likely going to make the wrong decision. What else?
Can a woman who's married to her husband dress and send those type of private pics to her own husband, though?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's to her husband. The scriptures say, be satisfied with, hold that just on that question. Go to Proverbs, I think it's 9. Yeah, it's nothing wrong for you to do that with your husband. That's constantly, that's nourishing your relationships. When we went over do benevolence, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the women.
5:19?
Yeah, it is 5.
5:19.
Yeah, it is 5. Proverbs 5:19. There's nothing wrong with you building this with somebody that you know is your husband, and you're going to nourish this relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about thoughts. We talk about chicks that's doing it with random dudes. You sending them, the love text. Yeah, I miss you text. Like, how you miss this nigga and he ain't your husband? Like, can't wait to see you. It's adulterous.
Start at 17.
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 17.
Start at 15.
Verse 15.
Just start at first one. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. Start at 15. Go ahead.
Start at Genesis.
Go ahead.
Drink waters out of thine own cistern.
Right. You're supposed to be drinking waters out of your own cistern. This is talking about not strange women and women of other nations. You're supposed to be dealing with women of your nation, men of your nation. Go ahead.
And running waters out of thine own well.
Go ahead.
Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad.
Right.
And rivers of waters in the streets.
Right. So this is talking about wisdom also. Okay. It's interchangeable. Go ahead.
Let them be only thine own.
Right.
And not strangers with thee.
Yeah. You don't supposed to deal with strange knowledge. You don't supposed to deal with strange women. All right. Watch that strange. Go ahead.
Let thy fountain be blessed.
Right.
And rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
Yeah, you're supposed to have fun. You know what I mean? That's what's wrong with a lot of relationships. A lot of bitter-ass black women and Hispanic women, they ain't got no enthusiasm. They lost their drive to please their husband. So, bravo to you, brothers and sisters, that have that connection. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with cupcaking.
Nah, it ain't nothing wrong with cupcaking.
Boot thanging, you know what I'm saying?
Nah. You know what I mean? You got to keep that going to have that love flowing in your relationship. Go ahead.
Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe.
Yeah, let her be as a loving what?
Hind and pleasant roe.
Yeah, like a deer.
Little fawn.
Little fawn. You're supposed to love her. You know what I mean? And this is poetically saying, speaking of her body. You're supposed to have that, love her like a loving hind and a pleasant roe. Those roes were her shape, were her body. There's nothing wrong with that, loving what your wife has to offer, what your husband has to offer. Go ahead.
Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished.
Get busy. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? To nourish your relationship through that way. It's your husband. It's your wife. Go ahead.
And be thou ravished always with her love.
You see that? Be ravished with her love. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Listen. Build that, strengthen that, because when y'all get 70, 80, it might not be there. You know what I mean? So your relationship's going to grow to the next stage when you get that older. I'm not saying 70 or 80-year-olds don't get down. I'm just saying when you're in your youth, nourish that, build it, strengthen that. That's what marriage is about. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And why wilt thou my son, be ravished with a strange woman?
You see that? So earlier it was talking about a strange woman. Don't deal with these strange women. Like you got your wife at home. Deal with her. Don't go out and deal with other women. That's why the women, this is going to go into a whole nother topic, you got to learn how to please your husband. You got to learn how to take care of your husband and make him want to be at home. Go jump back. Let's finish this whore topic up. Go to Ecclesiastes 9:9. So we talked about how they talk, how they walk, how they act. A harlot. Let's get into this. She's not at home. Go ahead.
Sit not at all with another man's wife.
This is a topic that gotta be punched into the brain of a lot of the young brothers and sisters these days. Read it again.
Sit not at all with another man's wife.
This is interchangeable. It's talking to men and women. Sit not at all with another man's wife. If she has a husband, you don't supposed to be sitting with her. In what way? Read on.
Nor sit down with her in thine arms.
Yeah, you sitting down with her, she in your bosom. Right? Oh, we just friends. Really? And the women, you don't supposed to be doing that. He's just my friend. That's wicked. That's wicked. Read.
And spend not thy money with her at the wine.
Oh, he just a friend. He just bought me some new pair of panties. I thought you had another question online. Yeah, he just bought me a new pair of drawers. You know what I mean? He just paid for the hotel. Right? He just bought me some wine. Like, he bought me candy. He bought me flowers. That's supposed to be you and your husband. That ain't got nothing to do with him. But this is what you got. Read.
Lest thine heart incline.
Why? The Most High knows why. Simple Negroes don't want to listen. Well, he's just a friend. I don't even look at him like that. But his heart, you didn't know he was crazy and deranged. Y'all watch that Island? The Island? The long hair dude on Netflix? The Island guy, he was a stalker. You know what I mean? He's like, that's what you gonna get. You gonna get these niggas talking about, man, I love you. I'll marry you. Right? Because you're accepting all these gifts. We were talking about that the other day pertaining to selling the oils, the sisters. They have to be skilled enough to be able to sell the oils and be able to shut down these guys that are coming over there, because majority of the sisters that are helping are married. So they got to be skilled enough to get you in and not make it seem like, hey, I'm trying to get to know you. Then when the guys come up, they got to know how to strategically shut that down with respect and not make it seem weird. You know? So it's a level of integrity. It's a mind state you have to come to when you're an elder sister, a woman that carries yourself in this example. Go ahead.
And so through thy desire.
And through thy what?
Desire, thou fall into destruction.
That's the theme. Israel ain't listening. The desire is you sitting there with her, wine, and like I said, she was a -2, and now she's a +7. It's like, how'd she get from -2 all the way to 7 in 1 year? Because you lonely, you ain't got no woman, you've been on what's the social media dating sites? Tinder, right? What?
Folk.
You know the secret ones. Nah, I'm messing with you. Like the unnamed ones is like, no, but yeah, you get on these sites and then, you're sitting with different men. What the one girl said, the one that was on Tinder, she said she had to get off Tinder because all she was doing was having sex with everybody she meet up with. Yeah, it was that real. She wasn't ashamed to say it, because nowadays it's not a shame for you to be a floozy.
Oh yeah, they call it if you hate on a slut, they call it slut shaming.
Slut shaming, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't. It's like a hate. You get hated on for hating on sluts.
It's a hate crime to hate sluts.
Yeah, like gay bashing, it's wrong. Let that man be.
Yeah. So you see that it's telling you, don't go on dates with them. Don't let them take you to the movies. Like you women be leading these men on. You know what I mean? Y'all be leading these men on. Don't lead them on. Let them know. Listen, hey, truthfully, I'm not trying to get in a relationship right now. And I know if we talk, really, that's what's going to turn up. No, I just want to be your friend. He's not trying to be your friend. How many of these girls sleep with their gay friends?
Time.
How many of these girls sleep with their gay friends?
Time.
Oh yeah. Listen, we in 2020. It's 2020, y'all. They be sleeping with their gay friends. So when they talk about, he's just a friend, she could have let the gay dude. What's that R&B singer Kalani? She had a baby with her gay friend because she wanted to take care of them alone. That's demonic, man. That's evil. That's evil. But it happens. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Forsake not an old friend.
No, that's it on that. So go from there. Go to Proverbs 7 and 12. We're going to jump back there.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
Now, is she without?
Now, you're sitting with different dudes, right? You're going to clubs, meeting different guys. You're meeting cats on Tinder, right?
Done.
You act like you're traveling for work and you what? Meeting dudes in other states, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Now in the streets.
She's where?
In the streets.
Oh, she in the streets.
With a K.
With a K. She's in the streets, right? You see, this is a whore. She's sitting with other men. She's in the streets. She's the most likely the one that you are not going to tame. She got to be wore out, dry up. It's going to take her to 40 years old, having ran through by many different niggas before she realized I need Yahweh Shai in my life. Why? Because she doesn't understand that she's not going to get pleasure that way. She's not going to get what she needs carnally. Go ahead.
And lieth in wait.
She what?
Lieth in wait.
At
every corner.
But now it's not the corner. It's on Instagram. It's on Snapchat. It's on TikTok. It's on Twitter. She's not laying. Y'all not getting it. She's not laying weight on the corners now. She's laying weight on all these social media sites. Right? With her old fake pictures. Right? Catfishing niggas. This is what she's doing. Go to 1 Timothy 5 verse 13. 1 Timothy 5. So now, I mean, these are straight to the point showing you about a whore. This is a whore. This is what she does. This is how she talks. This is how she acts. Right?
John.
Go ahead.
Honor widows that are widows indeed.
1 Timothy 5 verse 13.
And withal, they learn to be idle.
Right, so she's out in the streets and she's what?
Idle.
Yeah, when a brother tells me his rib ain't got a job, I know why we got to do so much counsel. Yeah, brothers saying that like, bruh, your rib ain't putting her brick in the house? Like, what? She's supposed to be working. My ribs got jobs on top of jobs on top of jobs. You know what I mean? And not just because they is a car and the 9.5. They gonna work, right? Because they got to bring something to the table.
They work from sun up to sun down.
But that's the problem. You know what I mean? If you in my household, I'm like, okay, what you finna add to the table? You know what I mean? Because you gonna want my help, right?
Done.
I lay with you, then I become your husband, right?
Done.
So what are you adding? I'm gonna add to you. You need help? I'm not gonna just look at you like, I don't know, nigga, we just met. I'm gonna be like, here. I'm gonna provide for my household, right?
Done.
Well, you gotta provide too. See, that's the problem. These women think, oh, I'm providing. My poom poom is it. You throw that up in the air and this is it. You supposed to, but that's all you need. Nah, that's dumb niggas that don't understand what a woman's for. You're starting a relationship, a family, a household. You're building a nation. But this woman, she's what?
Idle.
She's what?
Idle.
Right. Hers is on the corner and on Instagram, and she can post all day because hers is what?
Idle.
She ain't doing nothing. Like, brother, your rib got a job? Nah. Like, that's why she wants to follow you to work. She's like, well, can I go with you? Like, how you at work when we can't pay how you following me at work when these bills can't be paid? She's idle. Idleness teaches much evil. Go ahead.
Wandering about from house to house.
Then, don't let her be in the school like that. She want to go from house to house. She's over her sister's house. And now you don't understand why her brain can't get right. Because who's jizzing on her mind? Her sister, her grandmama, Oprah, mama said, right? TV said, Netflix had said, right? She's idle. She's on the corner. She's in the street. She's everywhere. That's a whore. Go ahead.
Wandering about from house to house.
Uh-huh.
And not only idle.
Right. And not only idle. Read.
But tattlers.
Yeah, you talking about, yeah. I always tell y'all the example. We had some of these. We have these come in our school. And they talking about what their husband is doing with this husband. With this sister. Like, yeah, well, me and my husband, we don't do it. Ooh, y'all in the shower? You damn hood rats. Like, oh, y'all do it in the shower for 8 hours? That's funny. He be blowing your back out, girl. My husband don't do that. Shalom, sir. What about if your husband ain't blowing your back out? Like, why? What are you talking about? What is it? What are you? But this is the niggerism and the rat mentality that comes from the street. And then you come in with that, oh, I ain't gonna change. And brothers be picking them up as wives. Oh, that's my rib, yeah, what's she doing? Nothing.
No, it says to use many words with little meaning. That's the definition for a tattler.
Right, tattler. Go ahead.
Go
ahead. What else you got?
Oh, there was. It says excuse it by the tattling quality of the age, which is.
That's good. That's good. Jump back. Come on.
Oh, it's telling secrets. I'm sorry.
Oh, telling secrets, right?
Yeah, telling secrets.
There you go. Tattlers. Informing. You're talking about things that you need not to talk about. Right? Go ahead.
But tattlers also and busybodies.
And busybodies, same thing. Read.
Speaking things which they ought not.
Yeah. Like, you shouldn't be telling no woman what you doing with your husband or what they doing. But that's the hood niggerism mentality that our people, that the women they love. You know what I mean? What else you got? Come on. Busybody.
Busybody. It says a meddling person.
What?
A meddling person.
Yeah, and then you let them come in and then they meddle. They don't have no stability. And then this is why you see that class that Quatazat went over yesterday about new sisters and new brothers?
Huh.
You got to watch it because these sisters are coming to school and they be trying to befriend you. And like I told y'all before, the young sister that my rib was counseling, I'm like, you got to tell this sister, you didn't call me to just tell me stories about, watch your feet, Mawala. You didn't call me to tell me stories about your husband. You called me for counsel, sister. I don't want to hear all the intriguing details. And then if you call me to counsel, are you listening? Or you coming because you want to be a busybody, a tattler? So elder sisters, you got to shut that down and be like, sis, I don't need to know all that. You know what I mean? I don't need to know all that. You calling me, you're gonna counsel. I'm gonna tell you what you need to be doing to get your mind right and lock in Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Verse 14. I will therefore that the younger woman.
Okay, that's it on that. Go to Ecclesiastes 26 and 8. So, because we're cutting that off because we're going straight to the point on these characteristics of the harlots, hoes, thoughts, their type of mentality. All right. Ecclesiastes 26 and 8.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 verse 8.
So these women are out. They idle. They're out in the streets. What else are they doing? Go ahead.
A drunken woman.
Yeah, they what?
Drunken.
Yeah, you the one that always got a bottle of wine. You think you Olivia Pope, right? You drinking all the time, right? You always, cause you're idle. You ain't on the Most High. You're conscious in your mind ain't doing things spiritually towards the Creator. Go ahead.
And a gatherer abroad.
Yeah, you always busy, but what you doing? Nothing. You linking up with friends to go to the mall to shop. You linking up. Oh, I'm gonna meet my girlfriend out over here because we gonna hang out. Hey, you ain't really doing nothing. You just looking for how to be more idle, right? Because you still in I want to be free mode, and I don't want to be a wife and a mother. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't do that when you got a husband. And what I mean, there's nothing wrong with traveling and seeing the world and things like that, but you can't do that and have a husband. When you got a husband, all that stops. You know what I mean? You got a duty now to your household, to your husband. So you see the difference? Don't be laying around with all these men. All right, you want to travel around the world. Yeah, I want to see here. I want to go here. Especially Hebrew Israelites. No, we here. We're serving the sanctuary. We're ministering to the saints. So we're not traveling around the world. We don't get to do that. And if we do, it's got to be very quick. Weekend. Right? I mean, I'm saying that to say the option doesn't always come up. So if you're in that I want to be free world mentality and you don't understand your purpose, then it's going to clash with your existence and how you want to be as a person and how you're not free anymore. Trust me, I know that single young mind mentality. Because these women, a lot of them don't know how to shake that mentality. Go ahead.
And a gatherer abroad causes great anger.
Right, and a gatherer abroad causes what?
Great anger.
Yeah, because your husband's going to be pissed because he don't know what you're doing. Go ahead.
And she will not cover her own shame.
Yeah, because why? A woman that thinks like that, I'm free, she don't need to be in a relationship. Because she doesn't understand that her husband is going to be thinking things. Like you move like that haughty mind, that haughty spirit, that disdainful spirit. He's going to be thinking, well, like I always say, if you act like that with me, how do I know you're just not going to just bend off on me? Right? If you can disrespect me like that, it's easy to not honor me. How do I know you're going to honor the Most High? Y'all see that?
So when you look up the word gather and abroad, right? Because read it from the top.
A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad.
So this gatherer abroad, this drunken woman, she's moving aimlessly and idly throughout the confines of her house. She's going everywhere and she's spreading that toxic influence. And the reason why it says read.
Causes great anger.
And the reason why she's causing great anger is because she's infecting all those people around. She's a tattleteller. She's a busybody. She's spreading rumors. She's a talebearer. So she's causing all this great anger. Why? Because when you're influenced under anything, a substance, right? It's going to influence you to what? Open your mouth. And now you're bumping the gums.
We had two mutts that came in the school, and we had to suspend them. It was like, y'all don't talk to none of these sisters. Because they was wild. These chicks is ratchet. Then you're causing commotion and negative, and from house to house. It was like, this is why you see why you get these warning class for the new people, because you start giving your phone number out, and then next you know your rib linked up with a demon, and that demon is new, and then that demon jumps on you, and then it's chaotic. We got to get a wrap on that. That's why we started doing, like, every time new brothers and sisters come in fluctuations, we let them know, hey, that sister and brother sitting next to y'all is new. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do it here as this school builds and more sisters and things like that. But, yeah, you got to watch it, man. Read. Come on.
And she would not cover her own shame.
You see that? She would not cover her shame. So when you deal with a whore, she's shameless. Right? That's why it says in the other scripture, Ecclesiastes 26, and read it real quick. A shameless woman.
26 and verse 25.
Just read it for him.
Come. It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
You see that? She's a whore. A shameless woman is counted as a dog. So she won't cover her shame. And that's why you got all these young girls doing this, because they ain't got no shame. They ain't got no shame. Like, you dressing that way, you're talking that way, you acting that way, you don't have any shame. And this is why, listen, you young sisters in here, you got to understand what is honored and why not to be that. Yes, we know the Most High is telling you not to be that, but why? Because all that wholesome man you're looking for, you don't get a wholesome man when you're a hoe. You don't get a wholesome man when you're a whore. When you act like this, you don't get a wholesome man. He's like, okay, I'm going to just have sex with her and dump her off. This is why you got to understand, you young women got to understand why the Most High is raising you with wisdom and understanding. So you got to have some shame. Right? Go ahead. What else you got?
That was it.
Read on.
Verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks.
Right, so we talked about that earlier. She's haughty. Now it's going to get a little bit more in how she dressed, how she looks, how she does her makeup, right? Mm. She done got the eyelashes on 10. Oh, damn foolish ass eyelashes that they be wearing. They be long as hell, and you're 13 years old. Right? Read it again.
The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks.
Right?
And eyelids.
Yeah, she's looking at you all in the face, licking her lips. She got the gloss all around her lips. You know what I mean? With the tongue ring. And when she talk with the tongue ring, what's she doing? For real. We get all these little yamps over at the business. We get all those little yamps. And you look at them, you're like, wow. Somebody need to beat the brakes off of you. Right? But this is what the daughters of Zion been offered up as. You have been offered to their gods. And now you carry yourself and you're a sacrifice to these gods. And they whore you out. They treat you like crap. They spit you out. And then now you're 32 and you don't have, I don't trust men no more. Well, when you were 12 and you were pulling your pants up, all the way to your placenta, then you should have understood that wasn't when daddy and mommy told you don't dress like that. You should have listened. You should have carried yourself. You should have listened to what your parents were telling you. Now you're what? Washed up, dried out at 30 years old, and you got resentment, anger, and bitterness. And the next man you get, guess what he gets? Guess what he gets to cherish? Don't even try to wear all white. Don't even try to wear all white. You're going to wear all black. You know what I mean? You're going to wear all black with red fringes on the bottom. You know what I mean? Because that's what you... You know what I mean? How many miscarriages you had? Start asking these women that, and then they'll be humbled. How many men you slept with, and how many miscarriages you had?
Someone will be proud of it.
Yeah, it'd be like, wow. You had that, but yeah, they be proud of it, but you got to know how to break them down. You got to educate them. Do you know that when a man's sperm's inside of you, that semen stays in there all your life? You know what I mean? You see why you got endometriosis? You see why you got vaginal pains? You see why you got, certain illnesses and diseases? Yeah, you let every man shoot up inside you. Ooh. And then you don't got no shame about it. Right?
Don't even touch on the spiritual aspect. Because we already read in Revelations how spirits jump like frogs, right? So you got to understand, if she's been with 15 guys, you got a legion of
and these niggas be blunted out, doped up, weeded out. You know what I mean? They be having demons on them, and you get all those demons on you. You're absolutely right. Very good point. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless.
Now it's going to get into detail on how do you spot a hoe from the beginning. It's going to tell you how to spot the whorism in them when they're young. If your daughter be what?
Shameless.
What does shameless mean? Go into that shameless. Why? Get that definition of shameless.
You got it? Anybody? Go ahead. What you got?
Not feeling ashamed.
A little bit louder.
Not feeling ashamed.
So you're not feeling ashamed of what?
Of something.
So you don't have any shame. You're not guilty by the attire that you have on. You're not guilty at what your body, what you're showing off of what you're wearing. You're not guilty on or feeling ashamed of how your makeup is done. You think you look hot. You think you look 10. Read. What else you got on?
It says not feeling ashamed of something that you have done, although other people may think you should be.
Come on, we got to get a good definition. Let's get a good definition of who got that Thayer's dictionary. I got it, but it's in that phone right there. Shameless.
It says destitute of shame, wanton, modesty.
You see that? No modesty. You see that? This is a quality that the Most High wants you to have. But your daughter, if you see her starting to walk around the house in front of her dad with no bra on and nipples showing, you women got to check them. You're like, hold on, you see dad in here. Don't dress like that. Because if they do that around dad, they might tempt to do that and walk outside like that. You got to watch that spirit of being shameless. You know what I mean? Not modest, right? You see them, like she knows that she's in the house with different men, right? Her brother and her father, right? But she got maxi pads with the blood showing in the trash. There's no modesty. Right? That's disgusting. So you got to watch that spirit. That's why the mothers are supposed to go around and say, hold on, you see there's men here. You got to carry yourself right. Most High is looking at that. But if the mom is haughty, she ain't going to see those things. That's why it's instilled into the daughter, what? I'm not doing nothing wrong. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
What else it say?
Insensible to disgrace.
Disgrace. Like, once again, how you dress, how you're talking, how you carry yourself, how much makeup you put on, right? You got to be sensible because you could be a disgrace to your nation. There is such a thing to have shame. You're supposed to have shame. What else? That's it?
Yeah, it's done without shame, indicating want of shame.
Right. All right. You got some? No? Okay. All right. So go ahead and read on. Let's finish this up.
If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitness.
Oh, okay.
Right. So keep her in straight. Right?
That means you got to keep a close eye on her.
Right.
That means you're scrutinizing and you're meticulous on every move she does. Who are you talking to? Who are you texting? You're putting phone restrictions on their phone. You're checking the time when they come in the house. when they left for school. You're making sure all these things are done so you can keep her in this straight and modest form.
Now, if you use wisdom, you don't want to be a tyrant. The scriptures say, be not a lion in thy house. But like we tell our kids, like if you lose that trust, once you lie, see, we expect you, we expect you to deal righteously. But once you lose that trust, you lose that. So now I got to go to the next level, and now you get restrictions. Let me see your social media. Well, why? You don't trust me? But you lost that. You understand? So now we got to put the spyware, you know what I mean? What friends? Why? Because if not, you're going to give you're going to give yourself over to whoredom. And like we tell our daughters, these young boys don't know what to do with a girlfriend. They're talking about, I want to be your girlfriend, but what they want to do at a young age. Like you just said, what age are they having sex in your school?
It's middle school and elementary.
You see that? Young age. So you see why we got to help you? Because if we don't help you, you don't understand. You're thinking that these boys just want to be friends. They don't want to be friends. They're perverts. A lot of them, they listen to rap music. They listen to their daddy. They listen to these things, and they don't honor a woman. So they're not going to honor you and respect your virginity. You see that? So I do want to say this disclaimer. We are using some harsh words like whores, thoughts, hoes, dogs, and that's what we all were. So don't think that, we're saying we're better than anybody. Because when we go over these classes, a lot of people, they're like, damn, these cats are, but this is what we all were, men and women. So you got to understand, just look in the mirror and say, you a hoe, and change it. That's it.
I mean, you got to think about what language you're using but consider the source of Israel, right?
Yeah.
We're a hard-headed and stiff-necked people. You got to use certain words to catch their attention.
Well, yeah, the words, but what I want y'all to get is that, listen, we're all working ourselves out of the mire and dirt and filth. Don't kill yourself because you realize you're a thought. You don't got to do that. We realize, men or women, Israelites, have to realize that we ain't crap without Yahweh Shai. The prodigal son, it says he was rolling with the pigs. And he realized that he wasn't nothing. You understand? That's the thing about the prodigal son. That's the problem with us. You know what I mean? You got to realize you ain't crap without Yahweh. So this is not to beat you down. We're just answering a question. And the simple fact is this. We have a thought nation, a whorish nation, and they don't respect the women. The men don't respect the women. The women don't respect the men. Why? Because this whoredom is throughout our people. So let's finish this. Come on.
Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
So what is a whore? She does what?
Abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Right. She's letting one boy touch her. She's letting the boys touch her, kiss her. Right? And I'm saying that for the young girls in here. But y'all know the deal. Y'all grown-ups. Then you're doing that from boy to boy to boy to boy to boy. You get desensitized. It's called being jaded. And that's why a lot of you women now are jaded. You can't really muster up the love that you need to have with your husband because you're jaded. You've been used and abused. You've been whored out. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Watch over an impudent eye.
See, it's showing you these qualities of a harlot. She's idle. She's what else did it say? And why y'all
shameless.
Look right, shameless. Now look up this word impudent. Read that.
Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee.
Now impudent, and this is what we all got to come to terms with in your life.
It says
impudent.
It's another word for it. Shameless.
What?
Shameless.
So an impudent woman is shameless. She got no shame. Go ahead.
Wanting modesty.
Go ahead.
Bold with contempt.
She's bold. So if you're looking at your daughter, if she's bold and trying to be disrespectful and she doesn't have a humble demeanor, you're getting that impudent spirit on you. You got to watch that. This is the same thing with you grown-ups. If you're bold and you don't got no honor, grace within yourself to represent correctly, you're getting an impudent spirit on you. Go ahead.
Not showing due respect for other persons.
Not showing due respect for other persons. Like, you know you're supposed to honor your father, your mother. You know you're supposed to honor your husband. But you're going to be loud. You're going to be disgruntled. You're going to be disrespectful. You got to do the head bop. You got to start talking with the hands. You got to do all that. That is a whore.
Marked by contemptuous.
Mm-hmm. She's contemptuous.
Or cocky boldness.
You're cocky with it. Go ahead.
Or disregard for others.
This is impudent. Send me that definition. That's what an impudent woman is. You see? This is showing you the in-depthness of a whore. Like, what got her to this point. That's why the sitting out at all with another man's woman. Yeah, you're dealing with a whore. Go ahead.
Verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
What would this impudent, shameless, idle, loud, rebellious, haughty, shameless woman will do?
She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
Okay, so take a picture of it. This woman's thirsty. All right, the Bible is speaking in poetic form, but you know what happens when you go to the water fountain and the water shoots in your mouth. That's what's happening to this woman. This is what type of woman she is. She's going to let every man spray in her mouth. Go ahead.
When he had found a fountain.
Right.
And drink of every water.
She's going to be like a thirsty traveler. Shoot. Right? This is a whore, a harlot. Go ahead.
And drink of every water near her.
She's going to, every person, every man, everything this man, every man is just going to be like, yeah, let me see what he in. Let me see what he in. This is a whore. Go ahead.
By every hedge will she sit down.
Now, this is poetically saying she will sit on every hedge. Wink, wink. That means that she doesn't care. I'm going to bounce here. I'm going to bounce here. I'm going to bounce here. What are the qualities of this woman you're looking at, brothers? Brothers, you got to say that. Because brothers be getting hoes and then realizing like, I don't know why she's impudent, disrespectful, haughty, bold, loud, stubborn. I don't know what's up with her. Because she's a hoe. You got to understand that. Stop getting surprised. Go ahead.
And open her quiver against every arrow.
I mean, very poetically put, but it's telling you what is a whore. She'll open up her quiver to every arrow. Go ahead.
Verse 13. The grace of a wife delight in her husband.
Right. So now it's going into a righteous woman. So y'all see this is the characteristics of a harlot. This is what she is. Go to Proverbs 23:26. Proverbs 23:26. Come on, this will be the last one.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 26.
Go ahead.
My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways.
Right.
For a whore is a deep ditch.
Right. So now it's going to give you a little more information about a harlot. She's a deep ditch. Okay. I'm going to repeat that because it's speaking poetically. She is a deep ditch. Quiver arrow. She's a deep. Go ahead, read on. I'll let y'all put it together. Go ahead.
And a strange woman is a narrow pit.
Right. A deep ditch. Like Okay, you know, there's kids in here, so I'm trying to. If she's pulling you all the way in to put your body, and y'all get what I mean? She's a deep ditch. Yeah. Go ahead.
She also lied in wait as for a prey.
Right. She let this woman laugh and wait for prey. So now you're looking at this spirit of a harlot. She's like, who could I take advantage of? That's why I said an Israelite woman is not. It's the way you do things. Yeah, you could be talking to, analyzing and seeing what you want to get into, but at the same time, you got to watch it because you're going to make yourself look like if you're drinking with them, out with them, they buying things. That's a different thing. Go ahead.
And increased the transgressors among men.
Yeah. Why? Because she don't tell you she got a man, but she lays with you. Then she's with this other dude, right? Her homie lover friend, but she's meeting this guy online. She's a hoe. This is a harlot. Go ahead.
Who had woe?
Right. Who has what?
Woe.
Right. Who has destruction? Read.
Who had sorrow?
Right.
Who had contentions?
Read.
Who had battling? Who had wounds without cause?
Right. It's going to tell you. Who has these wounds? Read.
Who had redness of eyes?
It's going to tell you a man that's drunk as hell looking for hoes. Yeah, this is woe. You're going to have destruction because you're looking for hoes with the wrong glasses on. Drunken glasses. Go ahead.
They that tarry long.
I worded that way. What I meant to say was, you're looking for a woman with drunken glasses, which is going to get you a hoe. It's not working that way. It don't supposed to be like that. Go ahead.
They that tarry long at the wine.
So now it's warning the men. Stop trying to drink and then think you can go meet women. You're going to end up dealing with the wrong type of women. Go ahead.
They that go to seek mixed wine, look not down upon the wine when it is red.
I know this is going into wine, but it's saying that for a reason. Watch, read on. It's going to tell us. It's going to get back to the point. Read.
When it giveth its color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright, at the last it biteth like a serpent and stingeth like an adder.
Go ahead.
Thine eyes shall behold strange women.
You see that? It came right back around. These women are doing what? You drinking with them, you partying with them. They're not wholesome women. And I'm not saying that every woman you meet in the club or every woman you meet at the bar or every woman you meet at the mall. The Bible is showing us characteristics of a harlot. But what the Bible say? You're a nation. You're all whores. So she could be taught. If she wants to change, she can be changed, right? That's what the scripture showed us, right? Yahweh Shai, he that is without sin, we call her an adultery. Right? Bring her out, we supposed to stone her. Okay, give her a chance. That's what Yahweh Shai was showing. Don't just stone the hoe. Give her a chance. Let her repent. That's what we all supposed to be doing, repenting, right? Go ahead.
And thine heart shall utter perverse things.
Right, you see that? Now you're doing things that you're doing something strange for change. Go ahead.
Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast.
Because you're dealing with these harlots. You're drunk. The wine has consumed you. Right, go ahead.
They have stricken me. Shalt thou say, and I was not sick? They have beaten me, and I felt it not.
Right. So once again, I'm saying it again. The scriptures are saying it. You got to watch this. And we're going to these scriptures because how do you get to meet these women? You got to watch when you're drinking, partying, and all that stuff. Which most of y'all, if you're born again, you're born again if you're the new man, right? Like that shouldn't be your lifestyle. Not saying you're not going to have a drink, but it should be your lifestyle, right? You shouldn't be on the prowl and hunting that way. Nowadays, you should know, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, man, the Most High is going to send me one. You know what I mean? He's going to send me one. All right? All right. So that's it on that. Does anybody got any questions on that online? Okay. Yeah. So hopefully that answers the sister's question on what is a harlot. We'll wait a few seconds, see if anybody got anything online. Remember, it's the Sabbath. It is the Shabbat. Try to keep the day, keep the day holy. Remove arguing, bitterness, negative away from yourself. And lock into the Spirit of the Most High. No matter what you're doing, where you at. Yeah. So I just wanted to see if the sister might have had a question on the topic. That had the question. Nothing? Okay. All right. Well, if that's it, brothers, sisters, y'all know the deal. We have Shabbat morning class. They're going to take it away in Houston in the morning. So remember, subscribe to that other channel, the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. Do it that way, and we'll see y'all in the morning. All right, everybody say shalom.
Shalom. The Bible on cop. The Most High is my rock. TK. Rock. The Most High is my rock. Rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. Rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutting. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan. Disdain.